Okay, General Treatment Products video training series. We want to talk today about analog output. Analog output on a machine like this isn't an upgradable card. You have to actually buy it with the 4-20. So if you have one, you may even see internally, and I'm going to show you real quick, that it does show you analog output. I know my stuff on my tongue, my head. It's here at 1 and 2, plus and minus. It'll show you that all the time. It isn't necessarily in there unless you buy that A option. So make sure that you get it. If you're not, you have to replace the whole front panel, which can be done. But let's make sure that you get it before you do it, so we can make sure it's in there. My O-ring is about to fall out. Setting the analog output. The analog output actually has 4 different modes. You have a manual mode, which just makes it come on. You have a retransmit that'll usually, set it from 0 to, maximum scale, just so you can send that to a chart recorder or something like that. Then you'll have a proportional, which you can play with the band on it and move it around, so you can either feed pH based on pH or something like that and ramp it up, or you can do a flow proportional, which is really nice because it kind of figures it out for you. So in the setup, outputs, it's going to be after the R3. You have 3 relays, and then you'll have the show there. We're going to go into it, we're going to maintain it, and we're going to go all the way down to the mode. Right now it is in manual control, so we can go to the top of the thing and we can show you how the manual control is. We want to set it to auto, which it is. Return back. We want to interlock channels. Make sure we always interlock our flow switch or something that we have that we don't want. If this is on, then this is off. Activate with channels is like if I wanted to turn it on when it's bleeding, or I want to turn it on when something else is on. That's activate with channels. And you're going to do the same thing. You're going to highlight over to the one that you got, and you're going to up arrow key so you see a little dot in there. I'm going to shut it back off just to make sure. Hand output is 50%. What it means is 50% of the milliamp value is when you turn it to the hand position. It'll just automatically go to the middle of the milliamps. Hand limit time of 10 minutes, and it'll switch back over. A reset total time, we're going to name it manual control. That's really all there is to it. That when this thing goes on, it's on it at 50%. Okay, you can latch it in with something else. And what it'll do is it'll send 4-20 output. It'll save you one of the relays. So you do it with the feed, and you want to add in a bioside, or you want to put in one bioside at one, and you want to put in a second bioside at something else. You can actually save it, and you can do dual bioside feed on it. It can be at the same time, but at least it'll give you a little bit more. What we're going to do now is we're going to show you the settings on the retransmit. So we're going to pick retransmit. I'm going to wait for it to select. Hand off auto setting, make sure it is on auto. 4 milliamp value, 0 microsiemens. You could change that. Let's say let's change that to 50. Doesn't come on until 50 microsiemens. 20 milliamps at 10,000, you can change that. Again, this is going to retransmit 4-20 based on output time limits and all those other things, but it's going to retransmit 4-20 based on the connectivity. That way, up in the control booth or whatever, they can take the 4-20 and they could rescale it, or you can send it to a data logger or something like that you have. Now what we're going to do is we're going to show you the settings for proportional, and this is kind of like feeding acid based on when it gets high, or feeding caustic when pH gets low. Usually you'll set your relays to it, but this here will also ramp up and ramp down, so it kind of speeds up and slows down based on that. So we're going to go in, we're going to switch to auto, and then we're going to go into the set point and tell it, okay, at this set point I want to, at 500 microsiemens, I want it to come on, and then it's going to give you a dead band at 500 more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I want it to go to maximum, and minimum output being 0, and then maximum output being 100%, or 4-20. output time limit, reset time interlock channels, make sure that you have your D1. That's pretty much it, and basically what it's going to do is proportional output to based on the connectivity. When it hits 500, it's going to start to come on. When it gets to 1,000, it's going to be 100%. It doesn't really apply to connectivity, but maybe if you had a pH meter, it would. Last but not least, what we're going to do is we're going to set up the flow proportional. The flow proportional is kind of nice because it helps you maintain your part per million value, and it'll figure out for you and answer your questions. So we're going to come in here again. You're going to make sure that your is on auto, target ppm. You're going to put in your target ppm of say 4 ppm. I want to maintain 4 ppm. My pump capacity is 2 gallons an hour. My pump setting is 50%. I'm going to turn the stroke down. Specific gravity is 1. Output time limit. Reset interlock channels. Interlock channels, remember your D1. Up arrow key, so you see that. Interlock channels, hand output limit. Hand time limit. Off at 4 to 20. Error reads there. Here it is. Your input is in your flow rate and based on your D2. So it's looking at the flow paddle meal to actually develop how fast it wants to go to maintain 4 part per million on a 2 gallon an hour pump. See, it's already doing the math for you, which is really nice, set at 50%. Right now it's named pump proportional, and that's the mode. So that's the analog output. There are 4 different ones. Figure out which one's the best for you. Give us a call if you need it. Thanks.